Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado, right here on I-25. My name is Michaela. This morning I'm taking you guys through a used 2016 Cimarron. This one's a 4-horse side load, full rear tack with a massive Outlaw conversion up front. So we're really excited to show this one to you. One of my customers traded it in. He just wasn't using it anymore. He needed to downsize in a big way, so he did purchase it here, brand new, custom built originally. So it is one owner. It is very clean, mostly stored inside, and as I mentioned, very minimal use the past several years. So he has taken great care of it. We're really excited to show it to you because it is unique, it is loaded, and it is fully serviced through our shop and ready to hit the road this summer. So before we get to the trailer, I'm just going to tell you guys a couple numbers. We don't have your drawings to review with you. I'm just going to give you a couple of those numbers for your reference. This one is a 20-foot 6-inch short wall. So we are talking about a big LQ up here. This side we're looking at 24 feet with your 4-foot offset. So total floor length we're looking at 40 feet 3 inches. So this is a big one here. We are a triple axle air ride under this trailer. So our GVWR is 24,000 pounds. You've got your tongue weight to consider on this one about your transfer weight and how much you can load on these axles, but we are 19,660 pounds empty. So before we step in here, kind of take a look at the outside. There's not going to be an awning on this side, so take note of that. You would need to add one if you wanted one. We do have exterior speakers, exterior lights right here, our grab bar, exterior vents, outlets, and then your outlets are right here on this one. But we'll go ahead and step in. This is one of my favorite doors on our LQs. I do believe these are discontinued, so not coming anymore, but it is on this one. Does have a gas shock, so it is kind of like self-opening a little bit there, till about right there. But it does have this separate screen that I love. It's a very heavy duty. It is your separate screen door versus just your slider or your roller. And then down below, it has your extruded aluminum, which, being a dog person myself, I find very important and very durable. It's going to prevent your dogs from getting through your screen down below. Does have your sliding glass up here and then just your screen right here. So we will step in and we're going to go straight to our right and then just kind of work our way back because we have a lot going on inside of this trailer. We do have steps up into the nose right here. This one opens as storage, so you'll have storage literally everywhere you look inside of this trailer. Outlaw does a phenomenal job of just finding storage everywhere, but this one is incredible. You do have a grab bar getting up in, which I find is very helpful, especially with my bum foot right now, but it makes it real easy to climb up in here. We do not have a mattress up here right now. This gives you guys the ability to add whatever mattress you want. I know a lot of customers like to choose their firmness and their thickness personally, so great setup here to just be able to go forward how you want to. We do have a TV up in the nose here, and then we have our wider nose up front, so you're getting a very flat headboard up here with really, really great storage behind here. I'll just open these first ones for you, but both of them are the same. They go way down deep, all the way down here, and then they have adjustable shelving inside of them. So really great storage in there, and I love the shelves that actually give you the ability to use that storage versus just losing stuff down in there. So great spot for your extra sheets, pillowcases, bedding, smaller pillows, smaller items, extra blankets, all kinds of stuff hiding up in there inside of that deep, wider nose up there. Full-size queen mattress fits up here. You do have your windows on each side. Both sides are going to have your day and night blinds. So two different settings there. You guys can see your day will let in some more of that light. You guys can see through it. And then your night blind is going to block out a lot more of that and give you guys the ability to sleep a little bit easier up here, as well as just take those all the way up. Emergency exit pop-out windows. You can open these for ventilation as well. We do have an outlet right here, USBs right here, and then we do have a second gen start switch up here. I know it's challenging for you guys to see, but we do have a second gen start switch. You can start it from the comfort of your nose up here without having to climb out. And then we do actually have lights up under these, which I thought was really nice. You guys flip it off right there, but you can see it's their courtesy light. So that would be a really nice option to keep a little bit of light throughout the night when you need to get in and out. Get some visibility without being too harsh. So that's what we got going on up here. Really good size space up here. You have your own TV, you have a pocket door right here, so you have the privacy nose. All of our light switches are gonna be right here. They're all labeled. Outlaw does a great job of labeling things as well as storage. And then you have one of your thermostats right here. I believe your second one is back there. Once we get further back, you are gonna have 2 AC units. So you'll have 2 of your controllers on this trailer. And then our center right here, we'll just start up top. We've got storage up here. Direct TV, AM, FM, Jensen radio, does DVD and Bluetooth as well. Controls your outside speakers there. There's actually a couple speaker switches up on the other side of the nose in there as well, so you can control those speakers from up there. Same TV as up in the nose, but down here. And behind this, we have even more storage. So this door opens, which then does give you the ability to point this favorite towards your couch. Has a chain right there, so it will stop itself. More storage back here. We've got this nice pocket for all of your remotes right there. This customer has kept everything on this trailer. I said one owner, he was meticulous. I wasn't joking. We have all of our manuals right here. We have cheat sheets, how to use this trailer. More binder full of information here as well about all of your appliances. Dishwasher, microwave. Yes, this trailer has a dishwasher. All kinds of manuals, all of your TV, all the original packets are within here. Down below, a little bit of storage, but also this is going to be your Outback inverter below here. So this right here is actually turning your battery power, your 12 volt, into 110 on this trailer. So some of the things within this trailer will be able to run strictly off of your battery power there. Over here, another cabinet for storage, but also we have adjustable shelves, clothes rod, and then down here we have a central vac as well. So this trailer has your built-in vacuum. Furnace outlet down here, as well as some outlets for charging stations. Over here in our slide out, this is a hydraulic slide out, not your electric version, because we have water on board. So your water tank is actually beneath this countertop right here. So when you do water on your slide out, you're gonna have to have that hydraulic slide out. A little bit beefier setup here, gives you the ability to have all this extra weight in your slide out. 3 windows all the way around with your day and night blinds. All of them are sliders. They will slide open for you. Extra storage up top. All 3 of these will open to the same space. There's no walls in between, so you can store some big, long items within there. And then your couch here does turn into a sofa sleeper, so slides down just like all the rest. I am 6 feet tall. Plenty of sleeping space on here for 2. You could sleep 2 side by side, 2 children very easily, but lots of length on this one. This one's a great size sofa. And then behind it, these doors do open. You guys can have access to your water tank back there. Both of them will open. And then if you flip up this couch cushion a little bit, you guys can see your water pump under there as well. That's what I get for climbing around, losing things. But I will show you guys how this gets put away as well. It's very easy. So you're just gonna push on your bottom here and then pick up on the top. And you can put it away just like that. So working our way back, behind this door here, we have a pantry. I thought this was really cool. So all of these will slide out as well. So your pantry has all these shelves. These shelves still are fully adjustable, so you can still manipulate these and adjust them to your height preferences. But I thought that was really neat because these can get really deep, and instead of having to reach way back in there to find stuff, you can just pull all of these trays out. Working our way back into our bathroom, we will come back and finish our kitchen. We do have a pocket door here, so you have your privacy into your bathroom. And then coming in and coming towards our bathroom vanity, first and foremost, we do have 2 extra large mirrors right here that do open into your medicine cabinet behind, with your shelves that have the lip on it, so nothing's gonna slide out when you open these after transit. Both sides are gonna have towel rings right there. Down here we have our glass bowl for our bathroom sink. Really pretty tile backsplash and countertop on this one. Down below, extra storage space. Just like to open all these because they do not get opened in our photos online, and show you guys this one kind of acts as like a laundry hamper. You can store a basket down there and toss in all of your dirty hand towels and washcloths right into there. Toilet paper roll right there, and this one has your Tecma toilet on it. Now behind this door, typically we're going to see either our stall area or a mid-tack. This one is really neat because it actually has a mudroom. So you guys step into this room right here. It is fully carpeted. Got all kinds of hooks for your cowboy hats here, hooks for your jackets right here, and then you step straight to outside. So really nice to have that entrance that is specified specifically as a mudroom versus also acting as your stall area or your tack room. I thought that was really nice. But it keeps getting better because behind this door, you have your full-length mirror right here. This is going to be your walk-in closet. So this is huge. You have your double rod. Got tons and tons of hanging space in here. It was all the way back here. Very easy for all of us to fit in here. This is huge. You have your carpeted base and your movable table right here. So that's going to sit in front of your sofa. Good for extra countertop space, but as you guys are going to see, we have tons of countertop space inside of this kitchen. So that works really well as like a TV tray when you want to eat on the sofa, watch TV, or as a mobile workspace. You can throw your laptop up on there, your paperwork, and work remotely from there. And then we have all of our central vac systems down there. And then we actually also have a dresser built in over here. So you've got 3 drawers. Looks like all these are going to be the same size, but perfect spot for all of your smaller items. Socks, underwear, swimsuits maybe, whatever it may be. You can fit all your smaller items in there and then hang up everything else right here. Next to that, more storage. This one's got your shelves. Again, your adjustable shelves. So you can set these to the heights that you want. So perfect spot for all of your extra towels. Maybe you want to fold up all of your jeans right there. Whatever it may be, you guys have so many options and so much versatility with this trailer. And then within here we have our shower. I am 6 feet tall. Again, so you guys can see really, really good space and width within this one. You've got your shelves back in the corner right here. And then this trailer is 7'10" tall, plus your skylight. So I can barely touch the top with my fingertips there. Tons of space right here, again, to pick up your removable shower head and get all the way up over you here and be able to rinse off very easily inside of this trailer. So we've got our max air fan right there in our bathroom as well for ventilation. But now we're going to step out into the kitchen and finish the rest of this side of our trailer. Fridge freezer combination right here. You guys want to step out and around, you guys can take a peek at it as well so I don't block you out there. Tons of good space in there for all of your cold items. This will run off of your propane or electric. As mentioned, our second thermostat is over here because you do have your 2 AC units on this one. You guys can control them independently right there. And then your levels for your tanks, water pump, water heater. It's going to check all of your tank levels as well as your battery. In our kitchen, we have a microwave convection oven. So this one will do both. Same matching backsplash as we've seen in our bathroom carried out into our kitchen. Recessed 2-burner cooktop. So it does limit you on pot and pan size when it is recessed, but in turn you gain tons of extra countertop space. So you guys can see lots of good cooking space right here. You do have a drawer down below. Good one for all of your like smaller like spatulas, wooden spoons, that sort of thing right there that you're going to be using when you cook off of it. Great spot to put that. And as I mentioned, you have a dishwasher on board of this one. Really cool. So you don't have to worry about the size of your kitchen sink on this one. It is still a great size, but not as important when you have a built-in dishwasher. 3 drawers here. Again, I just like to open these and demonstrate their sizes, so you guys that are purchasing sight unseen out of state can really get a good idea of the space that is within this trailer. And I'm telling you, none of these look like they've ever been used. This trailer, being a 2016, is immaculate. Kitchen sink's going to be over here. It is really deep. You're not as wide as we've seen on some, but very deep getting down in there. And then in turn, you get so much extra countertop space. We also have a countertop extension right here that will flip up and get you extra countertop space right there. And then you're just going to pull these 2 tabs to release your countertop. Pop that back down. You have your window right here in your kitchen. And then we're going to go through all this storage as well. So you got a shelving unit right there. We've got an overhead cabinet right here, which actually can be accessed from both sides. So same cabinet opens up right on this side as well. And then down below, that one will open to both sides as well. Over here, we've got our battery disconnect on and off switch, tank heaters, hydraulic slide out, and then our Onan, so 7.0 gas generator on off switch here just controls your fuel gauge, does not control your gen. You guys can see it's 488.1 hours. And then your start and stop right here. That one will turn it off right there. Up above as we leave, we've got hat racks up there as well. Oh, and then real quick, before we do step out, I want to point out those disconnect switches right there as well, as they are going to be different than what you guys are used to seeing. We've got 2 black knobs right there. Those are just going to give you different options to how you want your power to this trailer. Again, that will be on your laminated cheat sheet for this trailer, how to use those, but you can choose between your generator, your shore, or right now, as I have it set up, bypass and auto will just automatically select where you want your power to come from. So since we just kind of went through a lot on that outlaw conversion and a lot of different features than we're used to seeing, such as your inverter, your central vac, your Tecma toilet, your dishwasher, those knobs that we just showed you, one thing I want to point out is when you do purchase LQs from Transwest Truck Trailer RV right here in Frederick, you guys have the option to go through a walk before you take home your trailer. So when you do know you're gonna come sign paperwork, take delivery of your trailer, we can get it scheduled with one of our walkthrough technicians who will spend as much time as you want with you day of to go through this in trailer, show you all the systems, give you a tutorial. He will then give you his card as well that you can reach him directly if you have any questions moving forward and you want to reference that with him. But it is a really great option, especially if you've never had a living quarters before, or you're again taking one that has these unique upgrades just to get to learn about it. But super great option you guys can have when purchasing your LQ here. Another thing that's kind of unique to Transwest when we do take in used trailers, especially a used living quarters like this, is that it's going to run through 2 different shops before it can be sold, or before it can be delivered. I guess you can still sell it, but it cannot leave the lot until it's been fully serviced and reconditioned through 2 separate shops. So that entire house that we just went through, that 20-foot 6-inch LQ up there, is going to go across the street and get completely ran through, serviced. They're going to look at, again, both the ACs, the furnace, all of your appliances, your hydraulic slide out, all that. And then our chassis is going to come on this side and go through the entire trailer itself, go through the air ride system, go through all your dividers, your lights, your roof, your seals, your floors, your welds, all that. They're going to do alignment on your axles and fully service this as well. So we do average about $10,000 in expenses on our used LQs. I know we've got at least that into this one to just fully get it ready for you guys, and we hope that does translate into a good peace of mind purchasing here, knowing that it has been serviced, ready to go, and we can share those service reports with you guys as well. So here on our hip side, we've got drop down windows, which is great. A lot of our southern customers, warmer climates will look for this setup just because it gives optimal airflow through this trailer. And the great thing is, if you don't want this much ventilation, you don't want your trailer wide open, you can shut that and just have your bus window right there for just minimal ventilation that way. We've got two 16-inch OptiBrite LEDs on this side, so you get visibility over your tie rings right here. Having your full width rear tack, it's nice because you can tie up on either side and easily get to that tack. This one is, again, your full width rear tack, so you have a side load entrance into your stall area right here. I've got my air ride turned on, and that ramp didn't really get very steep, so nice to note that. But stepping in, we'll work all the way up here. We do have an escape door on our first stall right here, so this one does not have the manger, but you do get 3 D-rings right here, so you can clip in a corner feeder. That is a standard size. You can get that from any ranch supply store, but great as a secondary entrance, especially if you don't have access to a tractor and you cannot get anything up in the hay pod up here. This space works really well because it does have the stud wall as just extra storage. If you're only going to haul 3 horses somewhere, you can just stack all of your hay and your shavings, your grain within this stall area instead. Working our way back though, I will show you guys that it does have your stud wall bottom on it there. So when you do set stuff in here, it's not going to slide through to your second horse. Do have padded dividers on all of these, as well as them being your airflow or your bar type dividers, so tons of good air movement through here, and then your horses can see each other, sniff noses, but not get to each other because you still have the bars. Your last 3 stalls are all going to have mangers, so they will have the feed trough in front of them here. They're also still going to come with 2 tie rings though, so you guys still have the option to hang a hay net or a hay bag if you want, but it's great because you can set water buckets in here and water them on the road as well. Now this one does have a second stud wall right here, so you guys, if you are hauling a stud, unhappy mare, any horse that kicks, you have the option to also get them separation from your equipment and then your other horses. But 2 stud walls, again, just versatility and options. It's a really well set up trailer. 7'10" tall, as I mentioned, I'm 6 foot, so tons and tons of head clearance here. We do have the 2-way roof vents over each stall, so we've got more ventilation that way. Got your drop windows on both sides, and then your standard insulated roof on all Cimarrons is this white honeycomb fiberglass roof right here, solid one-piece, no seams. Gives you an R3 thermal value, so cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, about 20 degrees. And then it was really dent resistant to a baseball size hail. And we do have OptiBrites on our hip side, so you guys have 4 lights up there. Those are incredibly bright. You're gonna have tons of visibility for your horses climbing in and out of this trailer, getting in here, getting them tied in or untied. They are very bright. I have them in my Cimarron. Mine's a 2017, and I love them. But we will step out of this trailer and work our way back to your tack space. We do have a butt strap back here. It's just a safety feature. You have horses that like to exit before you can get them untied. We will work our way back around here. Your full width rear tack back here. So we have 1 single door that will swing open. Does have your sliding bus window on it, so it gets you a little bit of ventilation inside of your tack room, especially right here by your blanket bars. Just have a mechanism right there that will lock it in. Also swings out, so you can slide your pads on and off. They're very well distanced apart, so you can stack pads on there very easily, and then it will lock in place against that door right there. And then our brush tray down here. My husband was laughing at me the other day because I always say how much I love these brush trays, and he doesn't understand why, because it's just a piece of plastic. But I will tell you guys, again, I still love mine. It's great because I did realize the other day my fly spray had spilled in mine. It's got these drain holes in the bottom, so it's all going to drain out of there. It's really easy to clean and they're huge. They store a lot of things. So for me and my OCD and liking things organized and clean, that's just a great spot to store smaller miscellaneous items and keep them up off your floors. Swing out saddle rack right here. You get 4 of them. These are fully adjustable. You can slide them up and down anywhere on this swing out bar right here, wherever you want. It's also on a gas shock, so it's gonna slide or pop back in really easily. Fold down step, getting in and out makes your life a whole lot easier. And then we do have rubber mat on the floor back here. This will be a good place to demonstrate your aluminum floor underneath your Cimarrons. Full aluminum there underneath as well. You guys will see if you were to climb underneath a Cimarron versus any other manufacturer, you're gonna see 4-inch centers underneath your Cimarrons. Standard on any other manufacturer is probably 12 to 16, so these are incredibly strong floors we're standing on in here. Fully carpeted rear tack as well. All your walls are carpeted. We've got bridle hooks everywhere, and I love that they are kind of offset, because when you do hang your bridles, your headstalls, your reins, and you get to looping them around, they tend to interfere if they get too close. So I love that they're staggered here. Gives you guys lots of hanging space for all of those items. We've got some more hat racks up here as well. So lots of options to store cowboy hats inside this trailer. Over here, we have the backside of our fuel tank for our generator. Got a nice hook up there as well as like a storage cabinet behind there. Just again, using all of your space inside of this trailer. Right here is actually a gun safe. It's what the customer had used it for, but it also is just like a metal locker, so you can use it however you need to. I just thought that was kind of fun, unique, something you don't see all the time. It does come with your key right there. And then over here, more shelves, and I love how they kind of used what would typically be dead space to give you guys more storage, that you have shelving storage, but also hanging storage. And then you will see this piping right here, insulated piping, that's running all the way up to our roof right there. So this is actually water line, a water line from a 48-gallon water tank up in your hay pod that will run down and outside to your exterior spigot, which I will show you guys when we get outside, but I want to point that out in here. That's kind of what that is. And all those lines are for your generator fuel tank there. So good sized tack room in here. And I used to have a trailer with full width rear tack, and it's real easy to accumulate things. So even though it's big now, you guys are gonna end up filling it up. It's very easy to do. Easy angle ladder right here. These work so nice because instead of just having to climb a typical ladder that would be straight up and down, this will slide out and give you guys a real nice angle climbing up there. I did climb up there before my video just to look at some things. It's got your Onan 7.0 gas generator right there in the gen box. And then behind that, you have your hay pod on this one, which is huge. It is a really big hay pod. It actually goes well beyond the lid, which I can show you guys once we get to a side profile of this trailer. And then it has a spare tire up there, as well as your 48-gallon water tank that drains down to your exterior spigot right here. But tons of space up there still, even with those items in your hay pod, to get you guys really good hay storage up there. But this is that spigot I was talking about. So here's your exterior spigot. Really nice to be draining water for your horses from a separate water tank than what is found within your fresh water in your LQ. You don't have to use your house water. You can have separate water for your horses right here, protected by this bar, and some more outlets right here, which is really nice if you are using some therapy equipment for your horses that need to be plugged in, a vacuum or a blower. You guys have that option right there. Generator fuel tank is right here. You guys seen it was a large tank in that rear tack, so the larger tank you get, the higher your fill gets, but you're still filling right there as you roll through a truck stop with gasoline. Drop down windows on the head side and mangers beneath. So these will drop all the way down and then pop into place right there, so you can drive with these down and they're not going to sway in the wind. You guys also can work this window in order to get your jail bars dropped down. And I always recommend, when we have a trailer with mangers like this, store a step stool in there so you can just grab that and stand on that to get up in here. You can give them more food, you can offer them water, or you can just climb up in here and check on them, let them stretch their heads out when you're stopped at a truck stop. And then really easy to throw those jail bars back up before you get going down the road. When you're done with these windows, you do want to give them a good slam. I always tell people that when they come walk the lot and they want to be really careful with these trailers and they want to hold the latch and gently shut it, give them a good slam. They're very airtight seals on all of our doors and windows. This rubber seal is very airtight. So when you do slam it shut, give it a good push and it's just going to push all that air out and give you guys a really good seal. Down here though, we do have manger storage. So all 3 doors lead to the same place. You guys will notice once you get in there, you will see back there is really good storage space. And then as you look towards the front, you will see your shore power cord for your 50 amp service. That's going to be used for your full hookup there. But good spot to store that inside of there. Good spot to get like your brooms, your pitchforks, extra water buckets, grain buckets, maybe bags of grain as well. Keep those out of your carpeted rear tack. And then our escape door, which I mentioned on our first stall right there, just leading to that first stud wall. So good spot for storage if you're not getting up in that hay pod with hay bales, bags of shavings, bags of grain. Good spot to store all that right there. I've also used that stall for storage of Rubbermaid tubs that I fill with all of my extra therapy equipment and that sort of thing, just to kind of keep that out of the way and out of my tack room as well. So get creative, however you guys need to use that. You have options. I keep saying that, but that's a theme on these trailers. Versatility and options. We do have a triple axle air ride. So you do have air suspension on these axles, your Dexter Airflex axles. This axle back here, so your rear axle on this trailer actually has an air dump feature. And I will show you guys the indicator light up front once we get up there, but I just want to point out which axle it's on. It's going to be this one right here. So when you push that button on your key fob, it's going to take all the air away from this axle. It does not pick the tire up off the ground, but it takes all the air away from it, transfers it to your front 2 axles. So that's going to give you guys the ability to turn this trailer around in a parking lot as if it were a tandem axle trailer. It's going to cause a lot less tweak on your axles and it's going to cause a lot less issues. We've had a lot of customers come in with triple axle air ride trailers that get to turning in rodeo parking lots, fairground parking lots, and they end up really tweaking those axles. They never bring them in for alignments and they start having a lot of axle issues. They're blowing tires like crazy. This one has your air dump on this axle, so use that when you are making sharp turns. But please remember, and that's why we have an indicator light up front, that before you get going down the highway, you want to turn it off. So you put air back to this axle. Otherwise, if you run down the highway, you forget that you don't have air here, you'll hit the brakes, you are going to kind of flatten that tire because there's no weight on that one. So keep that in mind, but really nice, again, unique feature to Transwest here. And back to our mudroom. So this is the mudroom entrance inside of your trailer. Got a fold down step, so it makes your life real easy climbing up in there. Fully carpeted throughout. You have a water spigot in here as well, so you can get water from here. We've got a ventilation through our door, so you can run your furnace, your heat into this space. So you can get some heat into here. You can put whatever kind of rubber floor mat or carpet or welcome mat down here, whatever you want. And then again, as we saw, you guys have all of your hanging space in here, cowboy hat space, and then we have another light in here as well. So really nice feature there. And then that's just cool because you can get into your LQ from either side of your trailer, which has kind of been something we've been seeing hit the market a lot lately in some new LQs. This one's a 2016, so this one was really ahead of its time. So beyond the fact that you can get straight into your bathroom with your muddy clothes and strip them all down there, you also can get into your LQ from either side. Right here we have our city water connection. So talking about full RV hookups, if you're just hooking up to on-demand water, that's where you connect it. Down below you will see your black and gray dump valves. So that's where you're dumping your black and gray tanks right there. This is just going to be our hydraulic slide out right here. Remember that back in the beginning of the video, I mentioned your water's on board of your slide out. So this is where you fill directly into your fresh water, is right there. 50 amp service, this is where your shore power goes right here. Again, 50 amp because you have your 2 ACs. That's your full hookup there. Now up under the nose, we've got a lot going on inside underneath here as well. We've got a lot of batteries on this one. And this has to do with your inverter system that converts all of these batteries into that 110 power for you. Down here below, we have our propane. Nice that everything's in separate boxes to keep it contained, to keep it clean, keep it protected from stuff splashing up off the road. And over in this one, we've got your hydraulic pump for your hydraulic slide out and your brakes. We've got dual electric jacks on this one with a manual override. Your hydraulic fluid tank is over there. You guys want to check that out. That's where you're putting your hydraulic fluid. And then back over on this side, we have our air ride is hiding back in this corner. Has an on-off switch and a raise and a lower switch. That's all you need to worry about. Has its own onboard compressor and an auto leveling system. And your drain valve is right there to drain the air out of it. Independently controlled jacks right there. And now I want to go back to our air dump. I grabbed my keys right here. You guys can see it comes with a full set of keys. You have 2 remotes. They do the same thing. It's got an on and an off. You're just gonna hit on and that light's gonna turn on. So you guys can see this when you're sitting up there in your truck and you look in your mirror, you can see that light's turned on. That means you don't have air to your back axle right now. So that's your indicator. You're gonna turn off. That's gonna let you know that you're now putting air back to that axle. Give it a couple seconds and then you're good to go there. But that's that indicator light. Up here we do have a quick connect coupler. So as you drop this onto your truck, it is gonna auto connect. And then you have this cord right here that you can pull. You can pull it from way back here when you're at your jack switches to release it as you're pushing it up off the truck there. So we just covered a lot. Quick recap, 20-foot 6-inch short wall outlaw conversion, 40 feet 3 inches on the floor, triple axle air ride, 19,660 pounds empty. Your GVWR is 24,000 pounds. This one's your 2016 Cimarron. More of your flat full nose up here. Has dishwasher, central vac, your inverter. It's got a lot going on. We talked about doing that walkthrough when you guys take delivery of your trailer. This one's fully serviced through the shops, so it is ready to go. If you guys have any questions on this trailer, we can run back through all of that together. I know that was a lot. I'm glad to help you guys out and answer any of those questions. You guys can reach me directly by call or text, 303-918-6367. You guys can also email Michaela.Hall@transwest.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Enjoy the rest of your week and we'll see you next time.